Hey, good evening, YouTube. This is my Sisterlocks Sunday. I'm not saying I'm gonna do a Sisterlocks segment every Sunday, but that's what it is today. Okay. Let me take my hair down. Okay, as you can see, for those who are following my Sisterlocks segments, as you can see, I did get rid of the red. I can't really say I got rid of the red, but it's no longer red. This is dye. The other stuff was, like I said before, it was a rinse, okay? But I went on ahead and dyed it. I wanted something different. Actually, I wanted a lighter color initially. I wanted it the color of the locks that I had. I mean, the locks that I had when I had traditional locks, which I don't know, kind of a blondish color, I guess you could say. Hold on, please. I just had to find where the rubber band went. Yeah, I did put a rubber band in it today, okay? And I'm saying that because in my last video, my last Sisterlock video, I talked about not putting rubber band in. And I've been trying my best not to. But this time, I went on ahead and did it. But anyway, I wanted it, that color. And the person who did it, I really didn't want to go to anybody else, okay? Because she just, to me, is just an expert colorist. Okay, and when she did it before, I had a lot of gray, and she wanted to. When I had my traditional locks, she wanted to color it, and she asked me, "Can I color it?" And I was like, "Okay," And she picked this color. It was a perfect color on my with my skin color and everything. There it is. Boop. Anyway, I really loved it. I got a lot of compliments on it. This was years ago. So I found a picture of me, with my locks with that color. And I said, I think I want to go back to that. And initially, when I ran into her, she said she could do it. But I was sitting in my car, and she couldn't really see me. And I might have had my hair up or something like that. I had a lot of new growth. I hadn't colored it in a long time. Okay, I think like right before I went to DC, I colored it. And I think that was in April, maybe late April. No, that was early May. And I don't know why I had held off for doing it for so long, because I had planned on doing it. It was sometimes I just, okay, I'm gonna color it. Hold on, gotta turn my fan on. Okay, I'm gonna color it, today or Saturday or Sunday or something like that. And I just let the day go by and I didn't do it. But anyway, so when she saw it and I told her, I said, well, it's a rinse. And she said, people always think a rinse is better, but it's not. And so we got to talking about that. And she said, I'm not saying in general, she said, I'm saying with red. She was just saying red it stains it. And, red, these deep, rich colors, like, they don't act the same as lighter colors, like with nail polish. The lighter the color, the quicker it dries. Okay. The darker the color, it takes a little bit longer to dry. And so anyway, so I was just telling her, I was like, I just want something different, and I had a video before where the color, and I really didn't like it because I just felt it was just boring, just dull, And I showed it to her, and she, we were kind of going back and forth. She was like, well, you don't want brown, and I didn't want black because I feel like black would just be too harsh and whatnot. And I'm like, well, you just go for it. She said, no, I'm not going to just go for it. I want you to give me some insight as to what you want. So she picked the color. She showed it to me. I said, I think that'll be nice. Because, like I said, initially I wanted to go lighter, but then the more I thought about it before I went to her, I was like, I don't know. Because, Sisterlocks, I noticed, she asked me how I like Sisterlocks. She's got locks, and she used to, with my traditional locks, I did start my traditional locks with, I started myself for about like 6 months. And I did the, what is it called? It wasn't the twisting. It was, the same with a, I can't think of the name of it, with a, what did I use? I think sometimes I use my finger, and sometimes with the latch hook, latch hook method. That's how I started it. And after about 6 months, I don't even remember how I found her. I don't remember how I found her or anything, but I started going to her. And so she would palm roll it for me and everything. It was really pretty. It was really, 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 really pretty, okay? And again, but like I was saying before, after a while, the locks was just falling out. And, I really wasn't moisturizing it well hardly ever. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't doing too much anything to it except when I went to her, you know. So I was like, with these Sisterlocks, I'm not gonna play around. And she asked me, how do I like them? And I told her, I said, I like them. I just noticed the growth is different. It just seems to be a little bit different than with the, you know, traditional locks, the way it grows. And I was just telling her some of the issues that I had with it. I don't think she does Sisterlocks there, but she's very familiar with Sisterlocks and the growth and everything, you know. And she's not she doesn't seem to be against them, because I know some people, like in the lock world, just are very much against Sisterlocks. I'm not saying like locticians, I mean just in general, you know. There's some is just like whatever. So anyway, and I didn't want, because they're so tiny, the locks are so thin, and there are some issues with some of them, like I showed before. Like, you see, that's not one. I think that's one where I might have had to, you know, it was really, oh, there's one right there. See, you know, this lock, is it this one? Yeah, it's supposed to be as long as the rest of them, but at some point it was really thin in there, and like I was saying before, I just kind of snapped it off. And so I have a few of those. It's not everywhere, but some of the issues that I have with these, I do see. Okay, I mean, I looked up YouTube videos and stuff, and was in a support group on Facebook, not support group, Sisterlock group on Facebook. You know, these are just typical issues that I think people with Sisterlocks, you know, have. It doesn't mean that, you know, you got to cut them out and stop the, you know, the process. It's just part of the process. I mean, you know, your hair is going through a process, you know, even though it may seem like the hair is, you know, already locked up. Like I mentioned, my daughter had Sisterlocks for like 5 years, and I took hers down, and it's just like only like the little, you know, bit of it was locked. You know, the hair just came loose. It wasn't really even locked yet. And my daughter's got really, really thick, beautiful hair. And my hair is not thick like that. My hair is kind of fine. But anyway, so I wanted to be real careful. And then I was like, I don't know if I'll like that look with the really thin, you know, locks and blah blah blah, and you know. So she picked this color, and I like the color. The ends, she was gonna do it over again, the ends, because the ends still had a little bit of red on it. And when I saw, I was like, oh, that ain't nothing, you know, that little bit ain't nothing. I mean, I can't even really tell. She was like, well, I was like, if it ain't bothering you, it ain't bothering me, you know. And she was like, are you sure? I'm like, I'm positive. That's okay, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to my homemade oil stuff, okay? I know that's huge, right? A big old bottle of stuff, okay? Oil and water, don't mix. I shake it up. I told her what I did, and she was like, fine. And I really like her because she said if my locks weren't healthy, she wouldn't have done anything to it. You know, she said, your locks are healthy, they look good, you know, despite some of the, you know, the breakage and stuff with some of them, whatever, you know, that being part of the process, that they're healthy, they look good, okay. And I was like, okay, cool, you know. And she's like right up the street from me. It's like maybe like a 10-minute walk, you know. And, you know, I was telling her, you know, that gray comes in fast, you know, so how often should I get it touched up? And I think she said like, I don't know, maybe every 4 to 6 weeks, something like that, you know. I just don't want to do too much to it, especially because since I've had them, I was doing the rinse. Only one time I dyed it, okay. And I kept rinsing, doing the rinse. And I would do it every time I got my retie. And then, I think then I was going maybe like 6 to 7 weeks. Now I go between 8 and 9 weeks for my retie. And then, you know, I did that other rinse with the lighter color that I didn't like, and then I did the red again. So it's like, you know, she's like, the more you keep messing with it, then you'll have problems. And I was like, yeah. You know, my attitude was, even if I don't like it, I'm going to just keep it like this. I'm not going to keep changing the color, you know, on them. You know, my hair's so, I wish I had that really thick hair. Oh my God, my daughter's Sisterlocks were fucking gorgeous. They were gorgeous, man. I wish I had hair like hers, but I don't. So I gotta work with what I have, okay? But anyway, and then, you know, as you get older and your hormonal changes and stuff, your hair its texture will change, okay? But anyway, and me and my consultant, we were talking about how, you know, what was my goal with these, because she had Sisterlocks, and she had to cut them off because like she's in her 70s, and just her hair texture was changing. See, they just were falling out because her hair texture changed, and she was just like, just forget it. You know, she had them for years though. And I told her, you know, I told her the length I wanted them to be, and you know, she said, you know, I just said, well, let's just see, you know, as we go, what happens with that. I don't remember the name of this color, maybe honey brown or something like that. I don't know. I don't know the brand she uses or anything like that. I mean, she probably uses some more like professional grade type stuff. I don't know, you know. I just trust her because I know when she did my color before, she really did a good job, you know. And as far as them falling out, that was like my fault. I wasn't taking care of them, okay. So the last video I made, I was just talking about some of the issues I was having with my locks, and that I was just gonna wear it straight. I wasn't gonna do anything to it, and I haven't in all that time. But with this, now it's like, okay, let me see. I want to try and do the style I will always wear. I mean, when she got done, I really, really liked this. Okay, I like it. I likes it. Okay, but anyway. And I'm not really, as much as I'm playing in my hair right now, I never do that. I don't play in my hair too often, okay? But anyway, because I know that constant manipulation can be problematic as well. So what I'm going to do tonight, I'm just going to spray it up real good. I should probably be doing this in my bathroom. I don't feel like standing up doing this for this video, so I'm just going to do it back here, okay? So I'm going to spray it with my hair oil, and then I use a setting lotion. Maybe I don't have to, you know, but I do. I don't have rods or anything like that. This is a style that I always do, but I do have some rollers, and I was gonna try a style with that, but like for the purposes of this, because I don't know, I just want to do this. My rollers are like a whole bunch of different crazy sizes and whatnot, and I gotta figure out in my head for the style that I want to do with it, what size rollers I would need, because even when I would roll it and stuff, I wouldn't do anything. It's rare that I would roll it. I like the more that crinkly look than the curly look. But I saw a really, really pretty style. Excuse me. It wasn't Sisterlocks, okay, but it was straight hair. And I said, I wonder if I can achieve that look, you know. So I'm going to try that another time. This time I'm just going to do the style that I normally do. I always use setting lotion. I use a lot of body. You know, I got my 1 capful to my lot of body to my 2 capfuls of water, okay? So we're gonna do this, and okay, let me spray it real quick. I got this bottle from Home Depot. Okay, but let me kind of back up a little bit because the way it sprays. Okay, so, and oh, I gotta shake it up. Because I shake it up real good and then try to spray it on real quick. I mean, I guess it works. You know, I haven't had any issues to say that it doesn't. You know what I mean? I'm satisfied with it. Listen, I have seen so many products and stuff over time, and people making this and selling this and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And I would buy that stuff. And, you know, no, nothing against anybody in particular. I didn't see any. Okay, that's good. Okay, I don't always do that when I do this style, but I just haven't. I just got this done on what Friday, so it's like Sunday. You know, she told me only do it like maybe in summertime, maybe like 2 days a week. Wintertime, of course, because I'm in, you know, kind of a harsh winter condition. You know, it's drier outside. Do it about maybe 3 times a week. Because like I said before in one video, I did it like every day at one point when I was growing them out, and they're still growing. Okay, so one thing that about this style though that I find, I'm gonna move it back here, that sometimes might come bother me a little bit is because the Sisterlocks are made on that grid. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, my grid is not perfect. At least I know this part down here is not. It's kind of crooked, okay? I don't know about nowhere else in there. I wasn't really big on the grid and blah, blah, just doing. You know what I'm saying? And so I never looked to see. I didn't care, you know. And then too, I have combined locks, you know, so which I know kind of messes up the grid. But sometimes it's like, you know, like I'm parting it right here, just grab some hair and just part it, you know, and it'll when I take it down, maybe the first day, it's like it falls real pretty, but at the same time, I think, and I don't look at it. I have a couple times from the side, you know, it looks, the part is kind of there, you know. Over time, though, it blends back in together, okay. But you know, that's not really that big of a deal to me, you know. And I haven't been oiling my scalp either. I didn't tell her that I was doing it, but my loctician knows that I do it, but it's been a long time since I've done it. All right. So I just try to think of some Sisterlock videos to do, because like, I'm like, it's just hair. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it's just hair. It's not that big of a deal, you know. But like I see so many like Sisterlock videos, you know, this many reasons why I started my Sisterlocks, or this many reasons, you know, why you shouldn't get them, and blah blah blah. And it's like, I don't have any of that. I don't have any of that to say. So then I take my, okay, and I'm got to be real careful here, because this nozzle, the way the nozzle is, and it just shoots out. So I try to contain it with my hand. And you know, a lot of body is sticky. It can be kind of sticky to me, and it, you know, like it's running down my arm. You know, but whatever. Yeah, I got my my little rag here with me to catch the juices. Okay. Now I used to, like I said before, I used to do it really tight, and I did it loose one time, and you know what? When I did it loose, I didn't like it that much, you know. But at the same time, it's like I have to be gentle with my locks, you know. Now, what I would do before, when I got to the end, I'm braiding it. I did try to twist it one time, and it just didn't look like nothing to me when I took it down. Okay, but so I like the braids, and to, you know, the braid out. And when I now before, when I got this from when I had my traditional locks, this is what I would do. Okay. And sometimes I will take the smallest sections. Okay, I've learned, you know, I'll be up all night and then taking them down. And I'm going to tell you what's so embarrassing. You know, I would be out there with my locks and everything, and I got my crinkly style look, and I'm thinking I'm just so fucking gorgeous. I'm in line at the store just, you know, whipping them locks back and forth. Get home, feel in the back of my head, it's a section that I didn't take down. And I'll be like, you know, and I'm thinking about, oh my God, what about the people in line behind me? They're probably looking like, But anyway, so what I used to do is I would take a rubber band and, you know, like I just kind of demonstrated on my other video. I would take a rubber band, I would fold this bottom piece under, like to, you know, hold it. But I think that has been a problem with some of my locks, okay, because I noticed the ends, it was kind of funky, you know. Now, I did it loose, okay, before, I would do it really tight, and the last couple times I had done it, my head was hurting when I was trying to sleep. I was like, you know, stop doing that, okay, you don't have to do it that tight. And I just want to ensure that the style was in there, that it was going to stay in there, blah, blah. But then I realized tonight, it's like, you don't have to put a rubber band on it at all, just, it's not going to come undone. You know what I mean? Like, boom, it's fine. You know? So, let's go over here. Do this side. Okay. So, let me see. Reasons why I started my Sisterlocks. Now, the very first time I had heard about Sisterlocks, I was in graduate school in Atlanta. I went to the Interdenominational Theological Center, the seminary, part of the AU Center, and I can't remember where I was. You know, I don't know, mall or store or something. And come to my car, and there's this little postcard on the car about these super tiny locks, okay? And see, like this one, I'm so concerned about this lock here. I am so super concerned. But, you know, it's like, is that the one? I think that's the one, and this is another one. You can see the. I think pretty sure you can see here. Let me see. Can you see how thin it is in some points? Okay, so I wanted to pull at it, and I did, or cut it, but it's just like, no, just don't leave it. Don't disturb it. Leave it alone. Now that part is not going to change. It's not going to thicken up in that area. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But just kind of leave it alone. You know, I think I'll show my, sometimes like when I get my locks done, I'm like, don't she see the ones that's funky? You know what I mean? But she's more into the retie, so she might not see down the shaft, you know, the whole, she might not see the whole lock. But anyway, and there was this postcard about these tiny locks. I've always loved locks, ever since I was a little girl. I remember when I was a little girl, my parents were separated, divorced. So my dad was he in town, or was he still, I can't remember if he was living in, no, he was in town, and he, because he had moved out of the city, and he was coming to see me and my brother, and he picked us up. And my mom told us, you know, his car wasn't working, so we were going to be on the bus, and don't be upset about it, you know, because, you know, we never rode the bus or anything. It was like, okay. And this was like 1970 something. Okay. And this lady got on the bus. Oh my God. She had locks all the way down to her butt. She had a nose ring, you know. And for that time period in this area, that was just like totally, you know. I see that one lock. See how long it is. It's not going to make it up in there. But that's okay. I just let it be. You know, that one little part not being crinkled is not gonna bother me, okay? But anyway, you know, and I was just so like in awe, you know, of this woman, you know, when she got on the bus, okay? I was a little thing, okay? And I didn't know what her hair was. I had, you know, that wasn't a common thing back then, and damn sure wasn't common around the people that, you know, I grew up around, adults and whatnot. So I remember when I was a little older, my people that were me and my brother's babysitters, they were sisters, and they said to us one time, do you want to see, have you ever, no, they said, have you all, we're kids, you know, have you ever heard of someone, not a black person, not combing their hair? And we were like, you know, because we're kids, you know. And they said, well, we're going to show you somebody. And we rode down in this area, down this street, and the man was walking down the street with these super long locks, and there he was, you know, and they pointed him out to us, and, you know, I went along to get along. I was a kid, you know, you know, what is that, you know, and, but in my mind, I was thinking, wow, it's really pretty, you know, I think that's beautiful. They were really long, you know, once again, not usual for this area, especially at that time. And I had vowed within my being that I was going to do my hair like that when I got older. Also, when I saw that lady's nose ring on the bus, I said to myself, when I get older, I'm going to get that. You know. And so I've always liked them. And when I was at Howard, there was a lot of students with locks. There was this one girl, I loved her locks. She just let them free flow, and she had this one lock that just, you know, I watched her grow, the growth of it. It just stuck straight up, boom, right there, like right in the center of her head. But, you know, this was the process as it was growing, and she would walk and that thing would just bounce back and forth, you know, and she had no shame at all. You know what I'm saying? And I thought they were so beautiful, and I had been wanting them, but I never would get them. And then when I saw when I saw the postcard, you know, I was like, yeah, okay, you know, what are these? And they had pictures of them. They were really pretty, and they weren't calling them micro locks or anything. They did call them sister locks, but they were saying that they were really tiny, you know, locks. You know, it was a sister lock consultant was passing it around. And let me see, try to make sure I get the end, you know, braid it up really good, try to, so it doesn't come loose. But anyway, and at the time I went to seminary, okay, and I was you know, Pentecostal church. I was a missionary. Okay. I was a licensed missionary. Okay. And I wasn't sure, you know, I felt like that, you know, the tradition of the church, and culturally, you know, I'm not talking about anything religious, I'm talking about culturally, you know, I didn't know if I would be able to, you know, it may sound silly, but it's like, I don't know if I should get these, locks, not the sister locks, but just locks, period, because I knew they were frowned upon. I knew that, in black culture in general at that time, okay, I said in general, okay, especially those more traditional, more traditional aspects of our culture, it was frowned upon. And so it was like a tug of war with me. He's like, how can I, represent myself here as this, licensed missionary here in the church, and I'm, wanting to preach. And, well, I didn't really want to preach, but, that's what was happening. And so on and so forth. And I have this, people won't hear me. They're going to be too busy looking at my hair, judging me, this, that, and the other. And, some people may listen to that and scoff at that or laugh at that, but there was an actual that a name, and I'm not going to say the name, but you all probably, a lot of people out there who are familiar with church and in the gospel realm would know this person. She did a sermon saying that, locks were of the devil. I didn't hear the sermon. Thank God. You understand what I'm saying? And I was just like, okay. It's like you got to realize a lot of your particular beliefs, because y'all know I got a religious studies series on here. It's not about, it's nothing to do with God. It's these cultural ideas. And you see this one little piece right here didn't get in there. But that's okay, so I just thought, okay, that's so silly, But that's what I knew I would have been up against, that kind of thought process. Now, this was a while ago, okay? So anyway, wiping my hands from the lot of body. Anyway, I didn't pursue it, but when I saw the Sisterlocks, because of I said, okay, that may look like it may be more acceptable, and I thought they were really pretty too. So I did, I was in Atlanta at the time, and I didn't do anything with it. Showed a friend of mine, was in church, okay, that I went to. He laughed at the whole idea. This is what I was dealing with here. I remember this guy, I never really was, I didn't do, what other people did just because they did it. It's like, he wanted to take me clothes shopping one time, right? So he takes me to this mall, and he takes me in this store, and I looked at him. I was like, with the big hats and the suits and the sequin, this, that, and other. I never dressed like that, And I looked at him. I said, I'm not going in there. I said, I don't wear stuff like that. I don't like it. I said, it's beautiful on the women. It's just not me. It's just not my style, and I'm not going to do it. Oh, come on, sister. Just look around. And I said, okay. I looked around, and there a big U-turn up out of that store. I said, do I dress nice? He said, oh, you dress very nice all the time, all the time. I said, so then why would you bring me here? I said, you know how I am, and I just don't do what other people do just because that's what other people are doing. I'm not going to sit there and wear these big old huge hats and them suits and all of that kind of stuff just because that's what they're doing. Other people are doing that. There are other ways to dress that are church appropriate just because that's the culture of the church. I'm not going to do it, So anyway, like I said, he scoffed at the whole idea, and I said, well, they're thin, and look how the styles are really pretty, but it was still locks, So, but anyway, I moved to Memphis, Tennessee, to work for the church denomination, and I found a sister who did them, and I got them done, and they were gorgeous. They were absolutely gorgeous, and I got so many compliments when I went to work. But it's crazy because the people that I worked with that had been there for years, they were not members of the denomination. Okay, they were the ones who complimented me and thought that they were so pretty, and I loved them. Yes, I took off work to get them done. And I think it was like, if I remember correctly, it might have been like a 2-day process. I think, Now, normally, I try not to do too many of these because I don't want to miss a section, okay, and be walking out of there thinking I'm cute like I did before with my traditional locks, okay? But I'm doing a little bit more sections tonight because what I was doing, I was 1, 2, and then I would do big sections in the back, like maybe I would have 6 sections altogether of this, okay? So I'm probably going to have a little bit more tonight. And that's mainly because I'm doing a video. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so, you know, sometimes you miss these little locks. Let me see. No, okay. You can miss some, and I hate that. You know, I'm thinking I'm all done, and I got 1 or 2 stragglers hanging out. And there have been times in the past where I was just like, forget it, I'm not going back in there. And then I look and I see all of them crinkly except like these 1 or 2 stragglers, and it just look crazy to me. And other people probably don't even notice it, but I do. You know, and I'm like, take the time. You know, so I try to make sure I get all of my locks in the braids here. But anyway, you know, so they were really pretty. And when I got them in Memphis, and when I came back home, I didn't think that anybody here, see, this is one I missed. See what I'm talking about? See what I'm talking about? Okay, but anyway, I didn't think anybody did them. And so I tried to combine them. Me and my mom sat down. She said, well, what you want me to do? And I said, take them and put a knot in them. And we're going to combine them. And just had locks. So she did. And she looked, she said, baby, I don't think that's going to work. You know. And so I just cut them out. And just did various things to my hair. Sometimes permanent, sometimes cut it all off. You know, I always go back to that. Just cut my hair off into a fade. You know, first time I did that, I was very young, you know, and I like it. And who knows, you know, what I'm going to do when I'm done with these. I may go right back to that. But anyway, so I did the traditional locks. And then my daughter, you know, got the Sisterlocks. And I showed them to her and asked if she wanted them. Now what I'm going to do, instead of, I'm just going to combine it in with this section right here. And she said she wanted them. And that girl, she sat there. It took a total of 24 hours, okay? So it was over maybe like 2 or 3 days. She sat there just as patient and just as sweet at 5 years old and got those Sisterlocks in, okay? And so after a while, I cut off my traditional locks, and she was a little heartbroken because, you know, it's like me and my mommy have the same hairstyle, you know. But nevertheless, I ended up taking hers out, and I just wanted them. You know, I was bad. Well, no, that's what it was. I had a fade, a bald fade or whatever, and I always wanted my hair to just grow, and I wanted to see how you know, long I could, you know, grow it, and without the perm or anything in there, because whenever I had my hair natural, it was either in locks or I wore a fade. I never, you know, let it grow out. And I really didn't know. I knew my hair was fine and soft, but I didn't know what it would be like, you know. And I wanted, because I love just big afros and all of that hair, all that loose hair. I love that. Well, when I was little, in the 70s, big afro time, you know, I wanted my hair in afro so bad. And because of the texture of my hair, my aunt did my hair. She told my mother, she said, she's not going to be able to wear an afro. Her hair is not going to hold an afro, you know. And I just was like, no, I want an afro, you know what I mean? And so finally my babysitter, what she did, she braided my hair up real nice for me one night, and she took it out and she froed it out. Now I did it, and I went to work with my mom. It was in the summertime. I went to work with my mom. And I kept going in the bathroom looking at my hair, looking at my afro. I thought it was so cute. And I remember kind of thinking to myself, what they mean I can't have an afro? I got an afro, you know. But by the end of the day, you know, that hair was like, because it was just too soft for it. You know, it just didn't have the hold, you know, that, you know, my hair just would not hold it. Okay. But, and I wanted it again, but they were like, the babysitter was like, no. It was just like, because of the texture, it was just too much work for her to try to recreate that all over again. And they were like, why do you want it again? It's just gonna fall like it did, you know. It just fell, you know. It's like, I don't care, you know, because I had it for a couple of hours, a few hours, you know. But so anyway, so, and I was in the process of doing it. You know what I mean? And you know, did have a little afro for a while. It was holding it, you know, as I've gotten older. But so much trial and error with hair products and whatnot. Like I said, I have found, you know, it's kind of like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I like the Pantene Gold stuff. I liked that. What else did I use? I always Motions. I used to use Motions when I had a perm. I like that. More relaxer rather. What is the stuff? Oh, Bantu. I like Bantu. I love Cream of Nature. There is a particular Cream of Nature. You know how they have all the different kinds, and I don't remember which one it is. And I used to know by the bottle, but they have since changed the bottle. But that really worked really, really wonderfully on my hair. Then I got the generic like Paul Mitchell from, where's that? Sally's, and I like that too. The tea tree, the generic Paul Mitchell tea tree. I really like that too. But for the most part, I just kind of use Bantu. But I was listening to people and trying all of this different stuff. Man, you know, my hair was doing real good at one point, just using the basic stuff that I was using. And then, you know, okay, let me go try this fancy stuff or whatever. And it was like my hair looked like it was had been chewed up and spit out. You know, it really would change the texture of it. And then, it would take like forever, weeks or whatever, to try to get it back to what it was, you know. And I was just like, you know what, I'm sick of this. And the last time I had done it, I remember what I put in my hair trying. And like I said, the castor oil, oh my God, the castor oil was all, not Jamaican black. I'm sorry, y'all. That's what y'all like. That's fine. If it works great on here, that is wonderful. It just not do the same thing for my hair as regular castor oil. It just doesn't. And I love just the regular castor oil on my hair. But I can't remember what that stuff was. What I used in my hair. But when listen, my hair looked like just little critters just had been chewing at, just chewing at it. It was growing so nice and so pretty and so beautifully, and it was just a mess, you know. And I was really disgusted, you know. And it was like it was taking forever just to try to get it back to, you know, what it was. So, you know, y'all be careful out there with them products and, you know, oh, I know what it was. Yeah, I know what it was. Bought something online. Lady has beautiful hair, very long hair. And these was products, and I ain't gonna say who it is, okay? I don't even remember the name of her channel anyway. She still got one. But anyway, beautiful, beautiful hair. And she showed the process, you know, of her hair and from the growth. And I mean, she's really long, gorgeous hair, okay? But it was products that she made herself, you know, and I was a believer. And I am still a believer in that worked for her. And I bought that stuff. My hair was like, nah, heifer, that's fine for her, but it ain't fine for me. And it just was a mess. Okay, on my hair, on mine. Hers, it worked wonders. Mine, it was a teetotal mess. You know, my hair does really great with the basic shit. You know what I'm saying? Excuse my camera, all not all centered all right and everything. But, you know, my hair does wonderful with the basic stuff. Bantu, little hair grease up in that scalp. And, you know, a little castor oil, whatever. And I would braid it up, you know, at night, twist it up, braid it up, and then in the morning pick it out or whatever. And like at first it was just so, oh my God, it was so nice. I loved it. And after that, it just was like taking forever to get back. And it's like, baby, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean? And instead of me being patient, and then I went and got a little cut, just this little cut. But it just was, I didn't like it. It was a mess. And I said, you know what? I've been wanting Sisterlocks anyway. Let me go for it. Now, I'm not going to lie. You know, the woman that I am, I sat there before I got my hair dyed the other day and was like, maybe I'll just take all these shits out. You know what I said? And then I said, no, I'm not going to sit there and do that myself. I just did that, you know. How old is my daughter now? 16. She did that 6 years ago. I did that. I'm not doing that again. And I just did that 6 years ago. And I thought, you know, maybe I could find someone. Now, this is a big section. I might just, to end it here, couple of stragglers over here. Okay, there we go. And I might just find someone to do it, you know. And cause I know that it's not all locked. After as thick as my daughter's hair was, that's just my thought at least. As thick as her hair was, and 5 years, and to see that only like in each lock, it was just only a little bit that was like locked right on the end. After I got that end, kind of undone, it was just the rest of it just was a matter of just pulling it apart. It wasn't locked at all, And so I'm pretty sure as fine as mine is, it ain't all locked, But one thing like with my daughter's hair, when we got them all out, what she did was she was only 10, but she kept pulling at her hair, just feeling it. Well, it was so fragile. When you take your locks down, your hair is really fragile. And her edges, came, they got really super short, and the back. Now the edges are growing in. I mean, she still had edges, but it was just short, like a little fro, compared to all of this hair everywhere else. Same thing in the back. The back is slow, but my daughter, when she was a toddler, it took forever to listen, honey. It took forever for that back of her hair to grow. I did not think it was ever going to come in. I would sit there and do her hair and practically cry like, why won't her hair grow in the back, And my mom was like, her hair is going to grow. It's going to grow. It's fine, And it did, So I'm kind of like, I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if I want to take it down, and just to see it. And it's probably beautiful. And then, maybe because it may be fragile, it'll fall out in some areas and all that. I'm like, honey, just deal with it. And then plus it's like, don't get impatient. That's why you went and got them in the first place, because you got impatient, with what you were doing. And I did, So just be patient and let your hair grow and enjoy it, and when that's all said and done, okay, whenever that is, Well, let me do it this way. Okay. Now let me. When that's all said and done, like I said, whenever that is, then you just, go for something else. You know what I mean? So that's that. So that's pretty much why I got these, and I like them. I love them. Sometimes it does bother me because my hair is a little on the thinner side. So I don't like it, kind of being thin. I do like that full look for those who have that, texture of hair. And it makes it just really full and pretty. This is one reason why I do that. Well, I like the style, but it does give it some volume, And that's pretty much it. I don't, sometimes I do worry about the locks, when I see them. Look, some stragglers. See what I'm saying? Stragglers. It does. I do worry when I see like the couple that I showed you earlier when they're thin like that, and it was just like, don't worry. Again, be more gentle. With your hair. Just make sure you keep it moisturized. I'm not going to. My goal is to not color it anymore in terms of a different color. I will probably keep this because I do like it. I wanted something different. I wanted to kind of tone it down a little bit. I loved the red. It's vibrant. It was pretty. But, change is good. I'm hearing change is inevitable. And I wanted to change up. Okay. And so I probably will just keep it this for a while, and just take care of it from there and let it, grow from there. And I like going, to professional people to have things done. I mean, I could have did it myself, but it's nice to, first of all, pay them. This is what they went to school for. You know what I mean? It's like, we don't have to cut corners on everything. It's nice to go out. It's nice to be in a community, meet other people. And that's that community, Going to her shop is right up the street. I like her. I hadn't seen her in years. It was great to see her. We had great conversation. She's good at what she does. She went to school for it. And she got her own shop now. And then I'll just take my, and I'll just put it up at night. Now, sometimes depending on the time, sometimes I may get up in the morning and it's really not dry. Okay. Now that's not if I just use this. Usually if I just use this, it's dry. But if I wash it, if I excuse me, if I wait too late to wash it, okay, and then do this, it may not be dry. So yeah, I will go to work like this. Okay, put it up. I think that's cute anyway. Okay, and it, shave my sides real good, which they're pretty good. They're okay for right now. And put my earrings on, my makeup on, and go right on to work. Good morning. Because I've taken it down before when it wasn't dry, and it's just like this style is not set in, so and it's like, okay, that was a waste, so I'm like, and then I'm just teaching summer school this and then sometimes I like wearing it like this. I think it's cute. Like when I had my traditional locks, sometimes I would do that, would braid it up like that, and I would keep it in there for days. I would keep it, and I would get so many compliments, by so many different people, so many compliments from so many different people about that hairstyle. with the the braids in, it's just really undone. It's just undone style. I didn't say it as people. I just simply said thank you. You know what I mean? And I just think this is so cute. Yeah. But anyway. Because I like the looks like little horns or whatever, But anyway, yeah, So, I don't mind paying, I don't like, I'm just saying that because a lot of times, we want to cut corners and I can do it myself and this, that, and other. And I just feel like some things we can, of course. But, I went to nail school. I could do this myself. But I go to a nail tech, and because I'm not buying all that stuff. Listen, honey, I let that license just die and fade out with the wind. It just wasn't nothing that, I had no kind of passion about, nothing like that. And the hustle and everything is like, that's not in me. You know what I'm saying? I go buy all that stuff. I used to, and I would do it myself and everything. But it's like, I like, going out and meeting new people. And this sister actually who does my nails, she's Dominican, and she has shared some wonderful things with me in terms of this drink. It's a pineapple cucumber drink, to kind of clean you out. And when I took it, my stomach was really bothering me, digestive issues, especially like I'm hormonal. I'm in that perimenopause phase, and for those of you who are, that it can mess with your, these phases it goes through. You have your hot flashes, for a couple of weeks, a couple of months, and then that stops, and then you have your joints bothering you for a couple of weeks, and then that stops, and then you have, moodiness for a while, and then that stops, and then you're crying about everything, and then that stops, and then you can't sleep for God knows how long, and that stops, and then so the digestive thing is another thing that happens. And so so I was going through that at the time. I didn't tell her. She just told me about the drink, and I came home. I made it immediately. Oh my God, listen, honey. Okay, she said, now you're gonna be on the toilet. Okay, that did not happen. But what it did do, it just, whatever was going on in my stomach, it just completely, like, it felt like it just coated it. Okay, and it just completely eliminated the issue. So I just feel like, and now my friend used to tell me, me and my friend lived in New York, okay, years ago, and my friend always had this long, beautiful hair, and she used to tell me all the time, the Dominicans do my hair, when she would go to New York. I've never had nobody here do my hair like the Dominicans. So I was telling my nail tech about that, and she was telling me about something that her aunt makes for the hair, and she said that she would send it to her because I think her aunt is in Florida. She would send it to her. She said because she had cut her hair, she said her hair grew like that. And it might be. I think she said it's kind of whatever that the same thing Cardi B had talked about or whatever. I didn't see it. I didn't watch her video on it or anything like that. Okay, but she did mention her. She said it's kind of the same thing. Okay, or it is the same thing or kind of the same thing. I told her, I said, tell her I will pay her. Okay, for that. I said, because my friend swears by the Dominicans and, their hair care, But anyway, so I'm just saying, it's good to get out for me and meet new people, have another community. And, they want to get paid too for their work. They want to make a living off their work too. And if I have it to give, I'm going to give it, Because what I'm going to do, I'm not going to do nothing but take that little bit of money that was going to get my nails done with and buy some bullshit. It's just the truth. It's not like I'm going to stack it somewhere. I'm not. Okay? I'm not. You know what I'm saying? So I'll give it to the Dominican sister, and I like her, met a new friend, met a new, family ain't always blood, okay? A new person, okay, part of my community, the sister who's coloring my hair. And of course, I'm not going to sit there and do no Sisterlocks, okay? Now, during the pandemic, when everything closed down, I didn't know how long things were going to be closed down, so I was not going to sit there and let them tiny locks get all, matted up in each other for however long. I called her. I was like, you need to tell me a pattern so I can do this myself. And she did. It took me like 3 days to do it. So she gave me the basic pattern, and I did it, And by the time it was time for me to redo it, things had opened back up. But anyway, some things, had opened back up. So I was able to go back to her, But, the color and everything. And it's good to go, for me, in my thought, process, it's good to go to a professional because, I knew her work already. I knew that when she got done, my hair wasn't going to be crunchy. You understand what I'm saying? It wasn't going to be crunchy and falling out as I walked, And so, it's like, I'd rather you do it, and take care of that, make sure the health of the hair, because I can't tell. She said, I could tell you your hair is healthy. If it wasn't, I wouldn't have done I wouldn't have dyed it. I wouldn't have done anything to it. I would have told you your hair's not healthy. It needs some work. It needs some time. It needs some rest. It needs some whatever it needs, and, when it's healthy again, then maybe, we can do it. But I like that in community, get me out the house and walk up the street, because I'm going to get the money to somebody. I'm going to get the money to the supplies for the nails. I'm going to get the money for the box color, and I'm gonna give them the money, so I'll give it to the people that, this is their chosen profession, so I don't mind that. But that's all I got as far as my Sisterlocks for the night. This one, like, really is messing up my groove here, but it's okay. It's okay. And I just might, if it's not dry in the morning, I will, keep it like that, like I said, this one bothering me, this one that I pulled over in there. But, and see, I don't mind. Okay, it's gonna be a good stretch of it. Well, let's see, about that much that's gonna be straight, but it's up here. It's not like at the bottom of, at the end of my hair. It's here closer to the scalp, so all these other locks will be covering, but the rest of it, will be fine. So that's how I reason it out. All right, well, that's all I got for my Sisterlocks Sunday today. I'm gonna try to figure out what else can I talk about as far as Sisterlocks are concerned. I don't know, but we'll put it together. All right, y'all be blessed. Peace.